So I am having a little bit of a bout. So sometimes when I start to think how I was being bullied on that job, I was also gaslighted very badly. And I, I have done on my own, I dated someone years back who was really kind of weird. Like, I thought he was a prophet at first because he always seemed to know everything I was doing. And so I just assumed, he was someone from God. But the Lord had sent me to the library and he had me read every book on the shelf about a con man. But I wasn't seeing what he was trying to tell me, right? So I said, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. I don't see that in him, right? I thought he was this guy, like this angel that came out of nowhere, like came at the right time in my life. And so what happened was just little things started happening. He was possessive, and then he was trying to control me. And since God called me, I've learned to be very independent. He is my rock. That's the guy I stand with, right? Is the Lord. And so I was just trying to wrap my mind around, everything that he was doing. Like, he knew things that he shouldn't have known. And then just little weird stuff started happening. Like, my laundry soap in the back of my car would be all over the back of my vehicle. And I'm like, I know I tied that lid on there, And then I had this really cool van that I really liked. And he would, I told him I don't think we should date anymore. And so he had cut the belt on my van, but it was one that was way deep down in there. So I told him, since you cut that belt, you need to fix it. And he did. He just fixed it. He didn't say it wasn't me or anything. He fixed it. Then he had this really cool dog. Oh my gosh, he was awesome. He was a Egyptian pharaoh, and just really smart. And he invites us to his house, and my daughter's like running for the gate, right? And I said, "Don't open the gate, Rihanna. There's a dog back there, and it's gonna bite you if you open that gate." She's like, "There's no dog back there. You're crazy. It's not even barking. I don't see it or anything." And I said, "Please don't open the gate. It's gonna bite you." And she says, "Here, Mom, help me so I can look over the fence." And she's 8, so I prop her up to look over the fence. She goes, "There's a dog there. How'd you know? How'd you know?" I was like, "I don't know, but I just knew it was there." And then he came out and he let us in and stuff. Well, that dog ended up being very close to me, and he would call it a traitor all the time. It was weird. Like, who does that, right? So what happened was, over the year, it was 9 months I was with him, this weird stuff was happening. Like, somebody had been going through my things. He would show up everywhere I was. All kinds of weird stuff like that. And then we'd make accusations. So I got this really cool painting from one of my neighbors in one of the places I had lived. And he goes, "Where'd you get that picture from?" I said, "One of my neighbors." I didn't tell him it was a man because he always would accuse them and want to be with me, right? They're like 20. I'm like 40. Why would somebody want to be with me at that age? It's just weird. So what happened was, we're walking through my area where we live, and he goes, "That was the guy who gave that to you, right?" And I was like, "God, how do you know that?" I was thinking to myself, how do you know that? And I said, "Yes." No, I said no. So what cut the camel's back was, he was watching my daughter, and he said to my daughter, "Hey, your mom wants me to take this back to this guy. Show me where he lives." And she did. She took him right to the front door. But when I got home from work, I was freaked out because what happened if that guy had a gun? He was already aware that this guy was possessive because I told him, And I even showed a picture of him just in case he would pop up, because this guy had a regular habit of doing that. So it was really scary. And so I said, that's it. I'm cutting the strings off with you. And I told him why. Because he could have put my daughter in danger. I mean, or they could have been all shot and killed right there. So that was the end of that. So I found out later that he had put in a code into my cell phone and my computer. Well, I found it really weird was working for this company, we had to put our phones in a box, right? We couldn't keep them with us. So they had access to our phones. And sometimes my phone would be left open, and I didn't realize that would be open. But I had seen some supervisors go in there and turn off phones when they were ringing. And that creeped me out. I never put my phone back in there again. But these people seemed to always know what I was doing or saying, I mean, I know that they were sharing the letters, but it wasn't just that, but it was my movements and some of my conversations. And they would say things to me. I'm like, this is crazy. I did 8 years on narcissistic abuse, narcissism, and also on gaslighting. And I knew. So I went and got me a new phone and left out of the phone. I only took that one to work, but I didn't do anything else on that phone again because I knew that they put something in my phone so they could spy on me. It was crazy. I mean, who goes to those lengths to stop somebody who just wanted an air mask, a ventilator mask to protect themselves? But this one supervisor, she wanted to be in control, and that was it. I mean, and she went and talking to all kinds of different departments, different shift times, different people. And I was just like, why are you doing this? First it went from the one person, and then it went to her. Every time I think about that place, my whole body cramps up. Like, I'm so stressed out. Like, who goes to great lengths to do this to a human being? Is it a game? I mean, is this fun? I mean, the things he did to me, I would never felt like this. This is different. Like, this person, it became personal for some weird reason. So what was it? You know what I mean? Like, she was younger than me. She had a lot going for her. I thought she was my friend, too. And then it turned out she wasn't. She would lie for other supervisors when they were out of line. She didn't do anything right. She was always doing bad things and never did nothing but sit on her butt and do nothing. All the supervisors in this specific place, that's all they do is sit. And they're on their phones all day long. Why are you guys going to such great lengths to destroy one person? Maybe I was onto something. I'm still trying to figure out what it is. And I hope I get this figured out because I want to move on from these anxieties that I feel. I mean, it's like my body's being attacked. I didn't realize this is deeper than what it appears to be on the surface. I know they're corrupt in there, but it felt like I was in prison, and it wasn't prison. I can come and go anytime I wanted, but it felt like prison. And some of these people that I thought were my friends were a part of it. They were all engaged. They were making complaints about me and everything. I mean, this just came out of nowhere. As soon as I asked for that meeting about the chemicals and asked for what I asked for, everything changed. They isolated me. They put me off alone. People started making complaints. It just didn't make any sense. I showed up to work every day an hour early. I did my job. I did everything they asked me. What was it that they wanted to kill and destroy for? You know what I mean? But they can't kill me because I'm a human being and I have God at my side. He saw everything that I did. I never talked back to them. I was never rude to them. When I did bring up concerns and I saw their hostility, I would back off and go back. I'm not one for hostility. I'm not one to blow up at people. I go to prayer, man. I go to God to ask for what I need. I asked for help. I asked for support. I didn't get any of that. You know what I got? Gaslighted. Like I was the freak. Like I was the lunatic. And I wasn't. Let's see. Right here. It goes from behind my ear all the way to here. And a big chunk of my tongue is missing. That's called cancer. I had cell cancer. It runs in my family. My cousin, he died at 21. All of his area was gone. I'm very fortunate. It was only this. And he fought since he was 8 years old with that cancer. And it took his life at 21. He worked as an operator in his deathbed. I called him on the day he was getting ready to die, and so did my brother. We were the only two people that called him. But he was inspirational to me. If he can do it, who can't? There's no reason why we can't keep working. There's no reason why we can't ask for the help that we needed, that I need. That lady in that office did not count me as an employee. She says that we would do nothing to harm our employees. I'm working for you, lady. I'm asking for help. You didn't look at me as an employee. You looked at me as a troublemaker, maybe? Because I'm asking for what I truly have the right to ask for. Maybe people should think about that. You know? I mean, I worked for so many different companies that I got chemical training, and I never even saw the chemical. Never even worked with it. Here, I did not have chemical training on what we were working with. It was chemical training. Hey, if you get it in your eye, make sure you go to the wash station that's only next to the product where the chemical is. There was none anywhere else on the project. I asked for that too. Oh yeah, no problem. We'll get you that. But you know what? They never did. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Nope, nothing. I'm thinking about what could happen, right? But when it came to me, I have a right to ask for it. And we could have just explained to everybody, hey, she's a cancer survivor and she wants to protect herself for future reasons. That's all. Simple. Over. No. Instead, we're going to gaslight you. We're going to make you cringe every time you walk into a room. We're not going to support you. We're going to make sure when you leave here, you're crazy. I'm not crazy. And I'm never going to change that. I'm never going to feel that way. Because I have a right to ask for what I needed. See you guys later. Bye for now.